All right, well, now it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker today. And I've known Carylanne for a while, and it's just been a joy. I mean, we go back, she used to come to the prayer group at our house back in the 90s, I think. And we've been friends a long time. And she gave me a little bio here. I'd like to read it for you. Carylanne is a certified spiritual life coach, minister in the Order of Melchizedek, Reiki master, and intuitive guide and healer. Her spiritual journey truly began at the age of 2 when she had her first near-death experience. Her second near-death experience occurred at the age of 26, which planted her firmly on a quest for spiritual understanding and holistic health and wellness studies and practices. She is a lover of nature, art, meditation, music, essential oils, and beauty. For 25 years, her wellness practice and home are in Virginia Beach. So, come on up, Marianne. Carylanne. Welcome. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I could just use this.
Sure.
It just seems like a friendlier place to speak, where it's lower and it just feels better.
You wanted me to pull that up
yes,
for you?
Please.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and thank you. And thank you for that song. And Bruce, thank you for that amazing meditation. I am seeing how Spirit has completely woven this service together without any help from me. And that seems to be a theme that we are all opening up to, that we are all ascending to. And it's funny because when Kristen came in, she said, I really had to work to get here today, because of the construction outside. And I said, that's a lot like what my talk is about today. And so I'd like to begin by saying to you that the opportunity I got to talk here today came at a very interesting and unusual time. It was in the beginning of July. I was getting ready to go see Amma, who is a spiritual teacher and leader from India who travels across the world embodying grace. And she hugs people, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And I was preparing to go on this journey. So 3 days before, I'm all set. The hotel is paid for. My travel companion, everything is in alignment and everything is flowing, and I'm getting ready to go into the office. And I said, I'm just going to stop off and get something really good to eat this morning, because I had a full day and it's 9:30. I had a couple of hours, and so I stopped at this wonderful place at Town Center, which I love, to get a smoothie bowl. And it's 30-minute parking, and I'm like, I've got plenty of time. I go in, I come out, there's a ticket on my car. And I'm like, this is interesting. I've only been in there for 10 minutes. And I look at the ticket, and I realized my car was not inspected. And I said, this is interesting. It's Saturday. My car is not inspected. I'm getting ready to take this journey, this very important journey. And I said, okay, thank you, universe. I decided, go into gratitude. Just go into gratitude, and Spirit will work everything out for me. So I got in my car and I prayed. And I was guided to where I should drop off the car. It was a half a mile from my office. Dropped off the car. They said it would be done by 5. My sneakers were in the back of my Jeep, which I was grateful for. And I went on my way. Walked to the office, got there in time, saw my clients, and asked my last client to take me back. And right before we were going to leave, it's about 4:30, they call me and say, we're really sorry, but your car didn't pass inspection. And I said, oh, and my car's a 2016. I'm thinking she's in perfect health. I said, oh, the journey is becoming very interesting now. So it's Saturday at 5 o'clock. They don't have time to fix the car. I said, okay, I'm going to see Amma. I know I'm going to see Amma. And I just kept affirming. And my ego was getting in there a little bit. And so I was doing a lot of praying and a lot of meditating, as I often do, as we often do. And I kept hearing the words, remember, remember. And that is what I heard when I had my second visit to the place that we call home, or the other side. Remember, remember. And remember that we love you. Remember that you are always taken care of. Remember that God is our supply. Remember that there's nothing that you can't do as long as you're with us. You know, and I became devoted to my path with Christ during that time. And so I'm carrying all this, and I say, okay, so the next day is Sunday. There's no place you can get your car fixed on Sunday, at least not that I knew about. And I said, okay, Monday morning, my client told me about a place where I could trust people to fix the car. She said she'd give me a ride. So the help is coming in, the support is coming in. I had talked to a friend who's been an angel in my life, and everything will work out, he said, and I knew it. I knew I'm going to see Amma. I'm going to sit in this divine grace. I know that this is happening. So Monday morning, around 6:30, I get in the car, and then I notice that my tags are expired. I'm like, wow, I really wasn't paying attention to the earthly stuff, right? And I said, okay, I can make it to DMV, and then I can bring the car in, and okay, it's all going to work out. And I'm really optimistic. I'm very optimistic, and I'm saying my prayers, and I know that God and my angels are with me, and I'm laughing and giggling to myself because I thought I was prepared. And I go to DMV, there's 50 people online at 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, okay, Spirit, okay, now you're starting to play with me. And so I get on the line, and the woman in back of me says, oh, this is nothing. She said, Friday there was 100 people. And I said, oh, thank you, Spirit, that there's only 50 people on the line today. And so we start moving, and we go in, and I said, okay, Spirit, this could take a while. And it's okay. It's all going to work out. So the next thing I know, a woman stands up, and she said, oh, if anyone just needs decals, come over here. And she points to a place where there's only one person online. I said, miracle number one. This is amazing. I get online, I get my tags, I'm out of there in 15 minutes. This is a miracle, I believe. I go, drop my car off. My friend takes me back. They said the car will be done. Long story short, a lot of things happened. But I stayed peaceful. I kept surrendering. I knew that God is with me because God is always with me. And I knew I was meant to make this journey. I knew it. I knew it. So the car finally gets taken care of. There's a lot of different bumps, and I really wanted to go to DC. I really wanted to sit in the presence. I was guided very strongly to do this. And so Tuesday morning, my friend and I get into the car, and we get to DC in less than 3 hours, which is pretty much another miracle. And we get to the hotel, and when you go to see Amma, you wait online. There's hours of sitting, and you're in this very meditative space, which is beautiful, much like the space that Bruce brought us into today. And you get a token. So we stand online, then you go into this big room that's filled with thousands of people waiting to hear what Amma has to say to us, this Divine Mother, this embodiment of grace. And we're sitting, and I feel this tap on my shoulder, and I know it's Jesus. And he said, remember, we are always with you. We got you here. And I said thank you, and it was like, even though there were people sitting on my right and on my left, he was right there. His presence was right there, which is a presence that I love and that I count on, all the time, as much of us, as all of us, many of us do in some form. We count on the presence. And so Amma comes out and she speaks, and then we do these meditations, and she takes us through this meditation where we're imagining white rose petals coming down from the sky. And we're in this place of imagining these petals of peace coming down, not just upon us, but upon everyone in the universe. And I was quickly transported home. Remember, he said, remember. And for a split second, I'm standing in this vast space of pure love, consciousness. And Jesus takes my hand and says, walk with me. And I'm walking with him, and I'm feeling the petals of peace. And for me, Christ is peace. And that peace, that beingness of Christ lives within us. We are that. We are that. And this presence is the purest, presence. There really aren't any words to describe it. I imagine that we're all feeling this presence even more right here and right now. And then I'm back in my seat, and we're meditating on the petals, and then we end it. And at this time, I was grateful even more that I persevered, that I took all the steps, that I knew that Spirit was going to get me exactly where they wanted me to be, in that seat in DC, in the presence. And so Amma finishes her time, and then she's encircled in this beautiful canopy of all these kind of veils. And so the curtain closes, and they're getting her ready to give darshan, to give us the hugs. And so then we're sitting, and I'm meditating, and just really in awe and in so much gratitude for what I'm experiencing. And everyone was in this place of grace, thousands of people, and we're honored. You know, it's an honor. It's just an incredible honor to be in the presence. Even right now, it's an honor that we're all here in the presence. Is it not? And so another maybe 45-minute passes. So we had gotten there at 4. It's 9:30 at night. The energy's been building for 5 hours. And we're sitting a couple of rows back from the stage, which I felt was another miracle. And this woman comes up to my friend and I and said, "Do you have your token?" And in that moment, it reminded me of something that I couldn't quite put my finger on. And we said yes, and she said, "Come with us." And she walks us to the stage. He and I were the first two people to receive the hugs. And I'm standing there in absolute awe. I'm in absolute awe that all of this is happening. And I almost can't breathe at this point. I mean, I'm peaceful, but I'm so excited, like a child. I felt like a child in the kingdom of heaven, really. And so he goes up first, and he receives his hug, and then I'm led up these stairs. So you go up these stairs, and then you get onto the stage, and there's rose petals everywhere. And there's Amma. And so when you go up, you kneel down, and then you place your hands on either side of her, and then she embraces you. Can you feel it? We're all embraced right now in it, all of us. And she embraces me, and I drop into this place that is really just indescribable. And she holds me and she says, "My daughter, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter, my daughter." And she just, like a chant. And her love and Christ's love are just literally washing over me and washing through me. And then she lets go in this moment, and she stares into my eyes, and I stare into her eyes, and I saw all of it. I saw her, I saw the Divine Mother, I saw the Christ. They saw me. She saw me. God saw me. I saw it, and I was seen. And that's why we're here. We're here to see each other. We're here to see the Christ, the light, the love in each other, and to celebrate that. And I kind of float off the stage, and then you sit in meditation for a while, and I was thinking about why we're here. I was thinking about why I'm here, really. And why are we here, really? We're here to be an expression. We're here to be an expression of that light, of that love, of that beauty. We're here to be what we came here to be. And we're at a time now where we really need to get that. The energies are changing, the world is shifting, we're becoming more and more evolved. It's a magical time. You know, this morning, I woke up and I said thank you, and I just heard my inner voice say, life is always blessing us. Life is always encouraging us. Life is always giving us the opportunity to be our true self. And when we are being our true self, we are being who we came here to be. And I have to say that I am so deeply, deeply grateful to have been able to share this story with you today and to be in the presence with you. and to be on this journey that we are all sharing. Thank you.